your arms. They don't work. Yeah.
He did not need no Nepalese,
I think
honey.
you should sit down.
You remember the dude in the very beginning that was
Oh,
with
yeah.
the goofy hat?
Yeah. It was him.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? It's Syntell with the Intel, and I'm here with the incredible Mikel-Claire.
Incredible.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, before we get started, yo, I said what I said. Let that sink in regarding episode 8. You're just now catching up with us. Yo, link is in descriptions for 1 through 7. Tons of fun. Give us those thumbs up. Let's get started. Thanks, FX! See, I had to wait for the proper one.
Oh, the crew! At the bakery.
You want a coffee, man?
Oh, coffee shop.
No, I generally like to cleanse before I go all in.
Coffee is a bit of a cleanse, though, isn't
For
it?
some people. Did you eat
You want
it?
to split it?
I just said that.
Oh, no, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Stand up, yeah.
Those tickets?
Thanks.
Spa passes.
No idea.
Okay.
Nice. 90-minute massage,
spa.
facial, sauna, and a cold plunge.
Nice.
This is gonna be lit.
Do I gotta get naked for this shit?
Nudity isn't
Required.
I don't know, nigga. Europe.
How about a thank you?
Nigga, I already did that.
All right.
You all right, man?
Got a spa day?
Yeah.
So I know people call them drugs, but I like to think of them as more spiritual, expanding apparatuses.
Spiritual expanding apparatuses.
Wouldn't that be apparati?
Hey,
It's interesting what that means, right?
I'll just do 1 cup of hot coffee and a Nepalese space cake.
All right.
He's getting coffee here.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Well, I mean, he's got an exquisite palate.
Fate, take care of it.
I'll just let Fate take care of it. Fate's name is Paperboy.
Yeah, exactly.
I paid for it, man. Damn.
Yeah.
Listen, all right? Your friend, you know, he kind of seems like he's seen the other side before, but are you sure you want this?
Ah!
Ooh-wee.
I had to watch the movie Cat sober with a bitch who lied to me about having some dank, okay? So I know extremes. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, it
Okay.
looks like we going on a trip this episode.
This is gonna be interesting.
He said, "You sure you want this?" Anytime somebody be like, I was like, "Yeah, of course, yeah."
Wow. He knows the ritual.
Oh yeah.
Woo, they have me afraid, and I don't.
Right?
I would not.
Yeah. There's FX Presents right just before they get
Oh,
started.
look, Atlanta. Look.
Ah, night.
I would not eat that.
Take that.
Are they gonna make it to the
Nigga, I
spa?
brought nanos.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I
Hey,
love
they
my
brought
nano.
that nanos.
Guide the hunt.
You gave me my first nano. All right, that's the homie.
Right?
I want to be walking through Europe with the. I don't want to be on no Napoleon
Space
high.
cakes. You want to be on a Nepalese space cake?
No. But it would be cool to have the music and walk into the spa. You think they're gonna make it to the spa? I think
Probably not.
No.
You know what though? I'm kind of like feeling nanos because nanos aren't attached to anything else. It's just straight up music.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's some more of those goofy hats
Yeah.
again. I used to
Disney.
have one of those Disney goofy hats
I
though.
did not.
I think you can only get them when you actually
Disneyland.
go to the
Well,
the
no, I
park.
think you could probably buy them online at the Disney store or something.
Well, when I was a kid, you could
Yeah.
only get them there.
Oh, that was a long time ago. Huh.
Come on.
Okay, so there's a
think
mouse.
this is
There's the
The dead
Goofy
mouse
hat.
and Goofy, yeah.
Disneyland.
Space Case,
Mickey
Space
Mouse.
Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. I
Well,
don't
we're
know.
reaching.
Yeah,
We'll see.
we're reaching.
No, man, I'm too high to not rap. Now tell me what you think about it.
Man, you have any idea where we going?
They've been walking in circles. All I hear is music, so it's got to be some kind of nice little spot.
Red light.
Little bar, little club.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a house.
Red light.
It's a house of
We're gonna see that on the
Something.
internet.
on what?
We'll see that picture again.
Oh yeah. Look who just came into our spot.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm in the brothel and pretend
He's
that.
not in there.
Uh-oh. Last thing you need to be is chased while you high.
Or in a dark, claustrophobic closet.
And he still don't even know where the spot is.
The thing is, what the fudge?
Wow. Are you kidding me?
No, he's high, babe. He's high.
That's right.
Okay.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, he's
that
high.
didn't really happen.
No.
I hope.
No, it didn't. He's high.
If you can't tell me what's going on, I'm just trying to. You ain't gotta get all eerie.
Yes, you hear it?
You hear the people
yeah,
crunch
that's
popcorn?
what I'm saying.
Because a good friend would have told you that Chanel is for women.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is real and what isn't in this space?
I don't know.
Why are you here?
Because I had to be, all right?
Oh, really? School field trip? Hiding out?
You was looking for black people. Now you found them.
Pussy. I mean, I kind of hate all rap music right now. If I was nothing personal, I'm just...
I am Paperboy right now. I'll be like, word.
Al. Hey, look, how do I get out of here?
You could start by taking off that hat.
Huh?
I need you to chill. I'm right here. Come on.
All right. Hold up, hold up, hold up.
He went from trying to shake her, leave me alone, to needing her.
Excellent. All of your drinks have been covered by that table over there.
Oh, yeah, this is some
Oh.
sort of fetish or swingers club or something?
Probably.
Just so you know. Bay will come out here. Don't worry, she's discreet.
Well, I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
He's like, oh, hey.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what's over here.
But you know what? He may have smashed, because keep in mind, a whole lot of time passed that he don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows what happened in
I
that
don't
time?
know what's happening.
White Hennessy neat, please. Thank you.
White Hennessy.
Hey,
That's a thing.
I know you. You're that rapper, right?
Paperboy, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Liam
Oh,
Neeson?
it is. Liam Neeson.
Don't you,
Oh yeah, I've got a particular set of skills.
man, you about the last nigga person I expect.
Have a
You don't have to say. It's fine. It's your business.
Cancel Club. Remember, he was almost canceled
You made a
for
fair door.
saying some crazy stuff. Liam Neeson was.
Oh, I didn't.
We are mortal enemies.
Wow.
I'll see you around, big lad.
Big lad.
Yeah, all right, man.
He's just going along with the ride for
Yeah,
now.
wait. No, he's not. Hold on.
We don't have to learn anything if you don't want to. Take
Ah!
it easy, Paperboy.
He was like, sit on that for a moment.
Yeah.
Saved him before he got canceled, huh?
Hey,
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
fuck.
Man,
Now it's
look how much time has
day?
passed. Yeah.
Your arms, they don't work. Yeah.
He did not need no
I
nipple
think
please,
that you
honey.
should sit down.
You remember the dude in the very beginning that was
Oh,
with
yeah.
the goofy hat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was him.
Yeah.
And remember, Darius was like, don't be like him or
Yeah.
something.
We managed to track down a place. This is legit.
He's trying to warn him. Don't do it!
Don't be like him.
Don't be like
Yeah,
him.
see? Who's got drool?
Oh, and the Jesus piece, front
Is
and
that
center.
it? Oh, thank you. Whew, I thought that was it. I was like, don't end it like that, please. Bet you that was some good sleep.
Yeah, I bet.
Wonder how he got there.
Yo, the coffee shop dude warned him. Like,
he
you
did.
sure you want this?
Oh,
Oh.
it's an interesting room. I like it though.
Yeah. I like the red top.
I do too.
This actually worked out better.
I wonder where Darius is. Darius probably went to the spa.
Ask me if you need anything.
He's probably in his hotel room, eating something.
Okay.
Well, Ern knows about. Remember we were saying, how do you not know about the masters and all that?
Yeah.
No problem.
Ern has his best interests always.
check on you in like an hour.
Hey, but you know when they were going up the stairs and they was talking about new jazz and talking about nobody asking questions, and she's like, you should be asking questions. Well, that's the thing about like when you're dealing with episodes that deal with either dreams and or drugs, it's gonna be the abstract is always gonna go to like a whole other level.
Yes.
So then you're challenged of trying to figure out, what's real and what isn't, and does it even matter?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what this is, because it's right from the time that he gets the cookie from the Tibetan, I don't know whatever it's
Nepal.
called, the Nepalese cake
Yes.
or whatever, the space cake.
Yes.
From that point on until we get to the very end, nothing may not necessarily be as it seems.
I agree with that.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll just start from there. Where do you want to start? Like before he jumps down the rabbit hole and turns into Alice in Wonderland, or you want to talk about?
Well, there's
after?
nothing. Wait, let's talk about during. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about what happened, because there's nothing really before,
Right.
other than them just kind of hanging
Yeah.
out and he's paying for all the stuff. So
Right.
So what did you think, or what's your interpretation of
Whew.
of Wonderland?
All right, well, there's a lot to unpack.
I know, for me
Okay,
too.
so in the very beginning, he gets a chance to see himself, right? The beginning is the end and the end is the beginning kind of thing. Maybe it's like this
Full circle.
infinite, it's like this infinite loop, right? Of kind of like maybe rappers getting caught in the same loop over and over again of maybe self-destruction because they don't understand, what it means to be in their position. Are they fully protected? Who's taking advantage of them over? And it's just the same thing over and over again, right? Lorraine to me was the most fascinating. I wasn't feeling Lorraine at all until maybe like a little bit past the halfway point, and then it started to kind of like make sense. And it wasn't until like almost to the very end that I realized I think that Lorraine, just represents just the culture in general, and maybe just hip hop in general, or just black people in general, somewhere in that space. And you had brought up something that I thought was really interesting, and you had asked, is Lorraine transgender? Mm-hmm. And I think that the best interpretation for what Lorraine may represent, I think Lorraine would need to be transgender. Okay. Because you have the feminine viewpoint, and then you have the masculine viewpoint, and then you have the non-binary viewpoint of just what is in the culture. And it seemed to be this individual seemed to be focused around the concept of the musical side of the culture, because Lorraine kept referring to it as new jazz. Mm-hmm. Right? So jazz there's a lot. I don't know all the details of how jazz is, but I know that it definitely. It sparks from a space of improv. It sparks from a pace of there's one tone that's being set, and then everybody improvises around that tone, and everybody comes together to make this music. It was highly controversial when it first came out. A lot of people made money off of black people that were doing it, and they didn't really see or get the benefits of jazz when it first came out. Mm-hmm. It was very controversial because it was frowned upon, looked on as like the devil's music and stuff. It was something that was purely black. Black comes from the heart of black people. And Lorraine referring to this new era as new jazz, to me, kind of like struck a tone. I could keep going on, so I'm gonna just pause right there. Okay. All right, what do you think?
Okay, so for me, when it comes to Lorraine, I didn't kind of put my thoughts together about her until at the end when Ern was like, when he was like, what happened to Lorraine? He was like, oh, my mom.
Right.
I did not know that. So in my mind, Lorraine is actually the subconscious part of Big Boy. Remember how we were going back to like subconscious?
Okay.
So I feel like Lorraine is...
Paperboy.
Oh, Paperboy.
Yeah,
Woo, I said Big Boy.
Yeah,
oh, goodness
yeah, it's all
gracious.
good. No, we're on the same page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, so Lorraine is like the subconscious of Paperboy.
Okay.
But also probably some of the things maybe that his mom has taught him, or what he feels like his mom would say to him. Right. Because she's like, I'm telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Right. That's
so
a very good
to me,
point.
that was more like, his mom like telling him like it is, versus like everybody else kind of catering to whatever that they think that he wants. You know what I mean?
There's a very good point to that, because if I remember right in the previous episodes, and please correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect, Paperboy did lose somebody, and there was some contention in the previous episodes in seasons 1 and or 2 that Ern may not have shown up at the funeral or whatever. But there was a loss in Paperboy's life, and I'm assuming that it was his mother, and so maybe we're coming like back to that old thing, and then maybe the spirit of his mother may be
trying to tell him, give him some advice, or
Right.
tell him like, dude, this is what you need to hear.
Right.
Because to me, like another thing that tied the mom and him together, like that being possible, was initially when we first started, his high. Like, remember the boys stole the baby out of the carriage? So to me, maybe he was the baby, and I don't know.
Oh no, that's really a good point.
Yeah.
Like, and it was a bunch of white kids who stole the baby, did what they want to it, toss it around, just complete indifference, right?
Exactly. And then he went into the theater, and the lady was crying in the gallery. So what does that represent? Is that like, a mother figure? I don't know.
Right.
So anyway, that was my interpretation of Lorraine. That's how I felt about Lorraine. Now I could get into a whole other thing about the new jazz, but I don't know if you wanted to.
No, go for it.
Okay.
I mean, we're going back and forth. This ping pong, baby.
Tennis.
Okay. No, go for it.
Well, yeah. Okay. So
Spin it on the top of your
new
dome.
jazz to me too, like you said, it has to do with like improvisation.
Right.
So I just felt like he's in this space where I feel like he needs to kind of like improv and not necessarily go the path that he's been going down, like as far as maybe his music. Because remember in the episode where they were at the, oh my gosh, dealing with the guy who stole his phone. And he was like, oh, I have different music and a different sound. And it was like that whole other sound. So maybe he's just still trying to deal with whatever his lane is supposed to be.
Right.
And new jazz is just like, maybe mix it up, improvise sometimes. I'm not sure.
Right.
That was my interpretation.
Yeah. Okay. There's also there was an interesting conversation regarding like the two people that what was her name again? Lorraine had met before they went into cancel culture, right? And when Lorraine left and he was by himself and not being guided by either the spirit or his mother or the spirit of the culture, however it is that you want to interpret it, they asked and they was like, so did you fuck her?
Yes, did you sleep with her?
Did you sleep with her? but I mean, I don't know the word exactly. If they did say the word fuck, then that can imply a couple of different things. Because it could be like, did you fuck the culture? In a sense, like, did you say something stupid that is going to be detrimental, or maybe it could be like a bonding or whatever it is. But we always say there are no wasted lines, there are no wasted frames. So that meant something, it symbolized something. And then him sitting next to this picture of tongues and it's definitely sexual in nature. And then also dealing with the fact that there was a big chunk of space that he doesn't even remember. I think that's important too, is how much time has passed while he was in cancel culture. Cancel club, maybe, that it could be saying something to the fact that maybe artists may not even realize the things that they've even done because things may be moving too fast, you're oblivious, nobody's telling you, and then you're just at this space and now you're here, you're at this club where people who have done things, you have to earn the right to be here. That's that conversation that they had with Liam Neeson's. Neeson. And for him to have this conversation, big hat tip to the actor, Liam Neeson, to not just shy from the comments that he said, but to lean in regarding the art and showing up for this particular scene in Atlanta. That speaks volumes to whether it's making amends, accepting what it is, or leaning in. Whatever it is, he's there. And it's a little kind of breaks the fourth wall a little bit, because he's kind of like admitting to what he did within the show as well, but then also leaning in on the fact that his privilege allows him to admit that he was wrong if he wants to, or if he doesn't, nothing changes.
Yeah, learn or not.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. And then there was a shout out to the baby regarding him, because he has been a product of cancel culture as well regarding some of the things he said on stage. And then you still have those two individuals that let him in. The guy said, I just want to sit on his face and whatever it is. So it's like cancel culture puts you in this space, but then they still kind of love you in this weird kind of warped kind of sense. I don't know.
Who is they? Oh, the cancel.
The cancel club still loves you, And then there was a really cool, poignant moment as well where the spirit of hip hop or his mother saves him and pulls him out just before cancel culture makes him perform on stage. It's like, you're going to perform and do this dance in order to either be freed of cancel culture or whatever it is, however it is you want to interpret it. But he doesn't realize that until he's out, and then he confronts the person or the individual who may or may not love him regarding, like, all you've been doing is being in my face, this, that, and the third, over and over and over again, and then we get that reveal. Man, I know I just spit a whole lot of stuff right there. We're kind of okay. Anything you want to jump on regarding all that I just spewed out, or even your own thing?
That was a lot. Not necessarily in relation to all of what you just said.
It don't even have to connect to that.
Else?
Yeah, just whatever. Just whatever's blowing your head back.
So goofy hats.
Goofy hats. Okay.
Goofy hats. Goofy hats are very interesting, right? Trying to kind of figure out what exactly they represent. Is it mainstream culture? Because of course the first thing I think of is Disneyland, or Walt Disney, excuse me. It just reminds me of that. Then they saw the dead mouse on the ground. So to me, right, mouse, Mickey Mouse, Disney again. So I'm trying to figure out if that's just like mainstream culture represented, or maybe he has the hat on because he's, you know, being more mainstream or losing his cultural identity. That part is very confusing to me. Did you have a specific like interpretation for the hat?
Okay, so the Disney reference. Disney controls a lot, and Disney can make or break your career. And they have to deal with cancel culture all the time. And maybe if the rat being dead, symbolizing the mouse being dead, can give you a type of freedom. You know, it's like, okay, I don't have to depend on the mouse in order for me to survive, so I can just kind of keep moving forward. But yet, you know, there's still like the goofy hats. You know, maybe each person that's walking around with the goofy hat is really a person that might be at peace with themselves because they've just embraced, you know, the fact that I may not be loved and supported by what everybody else thinks, so I'll just wear this hat with pride and then just go about my day. Lorraine had said something to the essence of, you know, just wear it. You know, you're over here wearing this dumb looking hat that doesn't suit you in any way, shape, or form. So just lean in again. You know, the obstacle is the way. Wear the hat and then free yourself. You know. So I feel like maybe like the people that were walking around with the goofy hats are the people that are actually free, and there wasn't as many people wearing the goofy hats as the people that weren't. Right? There was a far less people that are free in their own skin to walk around, whereas other people may still be trying to pretend that they're something that they're not, or trying to become something that they're not. And I think that the death of the rat, maybe the death of the mouse, symbolizes freedom. We're reaching it.
Who knows? It's not even a reach. It's just that, you know, it's interesting how different people have different perspectives. Because I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the hats yet. I'm still processing that.
Yeah.
I lost all train of thought. Oh, I had something good. Another thing was outside that. Oh, the iPods.
Yeah, the old school ones. I love the Nanos.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Like, I feel like there was a different era of music when the iPod Nanos were out, right?
Yes.
A different era of music.
Yes. Well, it was definitely a different era of music, but it was also the changeover, right? It's the change. It was an official changeover from cassette and CD over to the
like
digital
streaming.
format.
Right.
Right.
So I felt like that was kind of like a nod to that.
Yeah.
And some sort of like transition along with like his journey in the music industry or in the culture, whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting that they said that they made it a nano.
Yeah. Well, I think you hit something with the nail right on the head. The Nano is landmark technology. Well, maybe not the Nano itself, but the iPod technology was a flag in the music industry. Nothing was ever the same after the iPod. And I've listened to some of some older Donald Glover music, and he's referenced I think one of the lyrics is like crossfading over nanos, something regarding when he was a different person in his own right musically. Right? You're right. There was a different sound. There was a different tone regarding music. It was still. I don't know if hip hop still wasn't ours anymore. We had pretty much let it go and it became mainstream at that time, but there was still a cultural shift, right? And if you're probably like at least 10 years younger than us, the Nano probably even has an even larger significance. So them referencing that is a very big point. And there's also something that's cool that I said earlier regarding the Nano, and that is it was probably the last piece of technology that allowed you to listen to your music without distraction. After about the Nano, as soon as the iPhone came out, you were always going to be distracted when you listen to your music, be it from a phone call, be it from a text message, be it from an email, be it from something that's going to interrupt your music, because it wasn't just solely a music player anymore. The iPhone did a whole bunch of other stuff. But the Nano still allowed you to be just one thing. Let me concentrate on this one thing and then just go about my day. So I think that may have something to do with it too, that it was the last time we could listen to music without distraction.
Interesting. I'm like interesting.
All right, so what did you feel regarding when he first walked in and there was the performance art that was going on?
Yeah, well, I told you I kind of felt like that had something to do with, you know, after they had just seen the baby getting taken by the thing and thrown around. I really do think it has something to do with his mother for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think this white woman crying on the floor and this performance piece has anything to do with that. But the fact that he was like, "Are you okay?"
Right.
You know, blink twice. Need some help. So I don't know. I still feel like it has something to do with that. That's my interpretation.
There was something a little troubling about the indifference of the people that was watching her too. Like, one was like reading a paper, I think another dude was like eating chips or whatever it was, and she's performatively, you know, crying her heart out. She's having like this emotional moment. It feels to me that maybe, you know, the stuff that he's putting out on wax, well, it's not even on wax anymore. The stuff that he's putting in his music may be coming from a real place, a place of trauma, some place where you're sharing a vulnerability and people are just sitting there listening to it and like watching her, you know, going about their day as this horrible, no, maybe not horrible, but this life experience is going down. There was no like emotional connectedness, and he was the only thing that showed an emotional connectedness with her performance when he walked in.
Well, I could see that.
Okay.
I could see it. But they're at a gallery, and
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with
But
you.
he didn't know it was a gallery
No,
at the time.
he didn't, but the people that were watching did.
Right.
So to me, if I'm at a gallery and I see that, I'm not necessarily emotionally moved by it myself, depending on what it is.
Right.
But this,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
that's fair.
So her on the floor, I was just like, oh, okay. You know,
Okay.
I hope she's all right. But I didn't have like an emotional, like, oh my gosh, what's happening here? I did have something to say about it, and now I don't remember. Wow, my mind is going at like 10,000 miles a minute, and I'm just forgetting. It had something to do with the woman. Oh, hopefully it'll come back to me.
Okay. Shoot,
it was poignant, if I do say so myself.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
She was on the ground. Okay.
All right, so how it ends is kind of interesting, right? The beginning becomes the end and the end becomes the beginning. And we have that moment where Paperboy is trying to kind of like break out of it and maybe warn himself or something, maybe cry for help, I don't know. But then he blacks out again, and then he wakes back up into a hotel room bed again. This is like the third instance that we've seen that this season. And it's really poignant because it's like a moment of transition from a dreamscape, right? Because we saw it the first time when Ern
woke up.
Was it Ern?
Yeah,
it was Ern.
it was Ern.
Yeah, when he first woke up, we saw it a second time. I think it was Ern again.
I think so. Yeah.
And this is the third time. But unlike the other two times, there's like almost no light in here. There was a little bit of natural light that kind of leaked in, but this one seemed a lot darker in nature. The structure that was inside the hotel room definitely seemed more higher end because of the huge, gigantic ceilings, and they play with color a little bit more in this, which leads me to believe that, you know, maybe it wasn't as cut off from the other dreamscapes. Like there was the dreamscape and then there was the reality of the world. This one seems like it may have blended maybe just a little bit more. But he didn't wake up alone. There's another thing that's kind of like important about this. Like during these things, when people wake up from these dreamscapes, they're never really alone, right? There's always somebody else or somebody in the bed with Ern.
The second time there wasn't.
There wasn't? He woke up by himself?
Van had left. Yeah.
Oh, Van had left.
Van had
okay,
left.
well, never mind then.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, this one,
Yeah.
you know, well, Paperboy wakes up and Ern is there. And, you know, like had his back the entire time. Sat there, was doing his work to make sure his guy was all right, which I think is kind of poignant because, what's her name? The dream lady.
Lorraine.
Lorraine. Lorraine had implied that maybe, you know, the people that are supposed to be helping you could be hurting you, right? It was implied that. But then we find out in the very end that one of the most important parts of being an artist is owning your masters. And then you find out that Ern really did legitimately have his back. So even though he's gone through this transition of maybe refocusing, maybe redefining what he sees in himself regarding Paperboy, when he wakes out of it and finishes his spirit walk, he does know that he's loved. And that was another thing because Darius had warned him before he went in. He was like, before you even start this journey, I just want you to know that I love you, you know? And then, so he started off in a space of love, found a whole place of growth, confusion, and whatever it is, and then returned to a space of love again.
Very true.
Yeah.
I think I remember what I was going to say about the lady on the floor crying.
Okay.
Maybe to me, like she represented his vulnerability. So in that was the point where it was like he transitioned from being out on the street running and all this stuff and seeing all that stuff. Then he comes in this room. The first thing he sees is a woman crying, right? So to me, maybe that was like the start of this whole vulnerable journey that he was about to go on through the gallery and through the culture club. I mean, the cancel club. And, you know, all of this and all the conversations and what he's learning about himself and the culture and, you know, maybe his music or something.
Yeah.
So I think that's, to me, what she represented to start off this journey, this vulnerable journey. Him waking up at the end, I feel like he really, I don't know what all exactly he remembered from his trip, right? He did remember Lorraine, but like Ern said, that's his mom. That's his mom's name. So I'm not sure what aspect of that whole situation he remembered. So that was kind of interesting because I did not know that his mom's name was Lorraine.
I don't think I remember that either.
Yeah, and I'm glad he asked the question about the masters because, you know, he needs to know.
Yeah.
He needs to be, I think he needs to be more aware of what's going on, like the business side of things or just in his life in general, rather than just kind of like going with the flow of everything. Because remember, he was like, I don't have to perform, even if, you know, I know how to get out of these things. But do you? You know what I mean? Do you know the proper ways to cancel a contract, or what will happen if you cancel a contract, or you know what I mean? Or like, who owns your masters? Who owns whatever it is that you're going to produce after this, right? So who owns your future royalties of all your different albums? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe that was just kind of like his way of kind of waking up to the whole what he needs to be aware of and what's coming for him.
Yeah, definitely. All right, it's all of that.
All right.
I got like one more small little piece. I mean, I think I may be done. I'll hand the mic over back to you. There was an interesting frame in Cancel Club, when Paperboy is sitting next to Liam Neeson. I'm always saying his wrong name incorrectly. And as Liam Neeson is kind of like doing his sorry, not sorry speech, there is a caricature of a man holding a tray or a bucket or whatever it is. I think I'm assuming where you're supposed to put tip money in. And we've always said a million times over, you know, there are no wasted frames. And it's almost kind of like, you know, and Neeson is sitting next to it, which is kind of like, I'm still gonna be who I am, but I'm still gonna put this money into the tip of black culture to maybe pay for forgiveness. But even though I may not necessarily even be sorry. So it's kind of like I'm a placate in a sense. I'm gonna sit here, tap dance and play Mammy or whatever it is, you know, throw this little bit of money as a fake I'm sorry, and then, you know, keep it moving.
It's interesting though, because it almost looks like an offering plate. So when you said, you know, because it does look like kind of like a tray, but it also has like a little part, you know, that almost is like a bowl or an offering plate. So I think of the church, right? So you think of like giving an offering. So it does. I didn't catch that initially, but I can see where it would have some sort of significance. And the little character has on a hat, like Paperboy had on the purple hat.
On the hat, it's the same hat.
It looks like
wow, you're right.
I
missed that one. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
woo, that's a lot.
I know.
I think I'm spent.
Yeah, hey, going off the top of the dome. Yo, thank you so much for hanging out. As you can see, you know, the reactions are real. I'm sure we missed a ton, you will let us know within the comments. Yo, what did we get right? What did we get wrong? Where did we overstep? Where did we not step enough? Of course, leave in the comments. And always, you know, be civil. Be civil.
Tread lightly.
Yeah. Yo, I am Syntell with the Intel. I'm here with the immaculate Mikel-Claire.
I'll take it.
Yo. All right, hey, listen, if you're feeling this, make sure you give us those thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the subscription button. And if you're just not hitting the subscription button, go ahead and catch up. Link is going to be in the descriptions. We out.